So let's talk about the lighting widget. All right. So as you guys know, every project is different. There's different requests, project constraints, specification criteria. You know, we want you to know that we understand that. We get that. We live with it too. And so there are options here for lighting so you can adapt your projects. Because you can adapt your projects and use the lighting widget, you can be better. You can do a better job than the next guy too. Maybe better than your own last job. So I want you guys to think about something real quick. As we get into this slide, I'm going to ask you a question before we dive into. Now, you won't be able to answer that question. We won't be able to see it, but think to yourself just real quick, how many of you have seen the YouTube videos that are out there on the lighting widget? There's a couple of them. Have you seen them? Did you take some time before this webinar to go through and look at them? To be clear in this discussion around the lighting widget, because I got in trouble last time, we're not going to go through and dissect the lighting widget and show it live or animate it or do a demo of it. There is a lot of content that is on the website, from brochures and videos and guides that you can read and watch, and hopefully you've already seen some of that. If not, go out to the dealer website and take a look at that. The links are available at the end of the presentation. So what makes it different? That's what we want to talk about right now. What makes the lighting widget different? So let me go through a few points with you. For example, did you know that the whole lighting widget is built soup to nuts from your Design Center file? The whole lighting widget is built from your Design Center project file. There's nothing special that has to be done, but the order of the rooms, the floors, the areas, the naming of the floors and the rooms and the areas matter. See, we take that structure and build the user interface, the lighting widget, from that. So the left and right swiping from floor to floor, or the up and down swiping to show more rooms within that floor, all depend on how you built that structure. For example, something that catches dealers often when they're building this is if there is not a load in an area, a light in an area, we don't show that area. We don't draw it. It doesn't exist in the UI. Let me give you another scenario. Did you know that you can and should give a friendly name to the loads? That's a name that's different from the technical or contractor friendly name. The friendly name is one that your user is going to see. I can't tell you how many emails or calls I get with suggestions that we do that, and it's already available to you. So I want you to make that note down. Make the experience better for your customers. Another note here, did you know that you can exclude loads from going down to the lighting widget? So loads like motors or unused loads, etc., can be excluded from going down entirely to the lighting widget. This is done in Design Center. Did you know that if you put an Equinox 7.3 touchscreen or an app inside of an area that has lights, that the app or the 7.3, the lighting widget, will automatically use the lights in that same room as its favorites. It'll automatically populate it. So sometimes the screens come up empty and you wonder, well, how come I don't have any lights in here? Well, it's because you didn't add the 7.3 or the app in the same area, the object in that same area. It'll automatically add those. So then let's get a little more sophisticated. Did you know that you can change and rearrange and should rearrange the lights that show up on the dashboard? Right, those favorites as we're calling them. So as you look at the screen here, it may be a little small on your laptop, but you see in the very center screen to the right, the middle screen, it says basement on top of it. Do you see the star next to the lights there? If you press that, it will add that light to favorites. If you don't have 5 favorites, it'll put it in your dashboard view. If you have more than 5 and you want it visible on the dashboard, then what you can do is go into that third layer or edit mode, which is that bottom right screenshot, and move your favorites around. You know, look guys, nobody does lighting and dynamic favorites like us. Nobody allows live on-screen editability, that ability to show and hide rooms or rearrange favorites like we do. Nobody does that. You know, how many times have you guys had customers with a seemingly endless request for tweaks, you know, on their screens? Just move this one light over to this page, or just move this one light over here, or move it up or move it down. You know, and you say, okay, so you drive out, you plug it in, you program it, and you download it, and then you test for it. Well, now with Equinox Lighting Widget, they can do it, or you can offer up at least the opportunity for them to do it, or you can do it. You can even do it remotely, and it immediately shows up in their UI, even from remote, without having to re-download the screens. So lastly, I'll say on this that nobody allows the flexibility to set up their screens and apps based on the need, right? So based on, you can set up your lighting based on user, just like we talked about with Equinox 4.0. You can change those lights out based on user. You can change them out based on location. You can change them out based on mode, like a party mode or vacation mode, or even time of day. You use these lights in the morning most often, and you use these lights in the evening most often. I don't know about you guys, but I do. And so because of profiles, which allows you to change out your favorites and show and hide different rooms, you can set up the lighting widget to be a very, very quick and easy and sophisticated interface for your customers. Really, it's got lots of power.